Hello, Lions. I'm so excited to see you again today. I'm going to focus on a lesson today that's going to help you have a happy, healthy heart. And that is so important. The lesson or the strategy I'm going to teach you is called Name It to Tame It. And it's really important because when we learn to name our feelings, it helps us to be able to manage our feelings, especially when we have really strong feelings. Before we get started, I want us to do a little warm up together. Take a minute and think about what are all of the emotions or feelings that you can come up with. I'm going to give you some think time. If you have paper and pencil nearby, you can grab it and jot down some of those feelings or emotions. If someone's watching this video with you, you can talk with them about the list of feelings that you can come up with. If you've got a dog or a cat or a pet nearby, you can tell them as well. I'm going to give you some think time, and I am going to come up with my own list of feelings or emotions. Okay, so let's take some quiet reflection think time. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Hope you're coming up with some good names of feelings or emotions. Okay, take a minute and jot down your last idea or tell the person you're watching with your final thoughts about any emotions or feelings that you can come up with. Okay, let's review. I'm going to share with you my list of emotions and feelings that I came up with, and let's see if we have any matches. I bet we do. The first one I came up with was peaceful. I love that emotion. Scared. Relaxed. That's definitely one of my favorites as well. I'm most relaxed when I'm at the beach. Disgust. Ugh. Proud. Anger. Surprise. That's another emotion. Joy. Does this make you think of the movie Inside Out? Love. It's one of the greatest emotions of all. Happy. I love feeling happy. Sad. Mad. Furious. That's an even more stronger way to express that you're mad. Excited. Sometimes when we're excited, it can be a great feeling, and sometimes it can make us feel a little nervous. Nervous is another emotion too. Worried. Lonely. These last two, I've been wondering if maybe you're lonely or worried these past couple of weeks that you've been home. So that's why I want to talk about having a happy, healthy heart, because it's really important. And so the strategy is called Name It to Tame It, and that can help us with the feelings that we are feeling every day. And you know what? All of those emotions, they're all normal. And every single one of us feel all of these different ways at different times. All throughout the day, it can even change. So I want to help you learn that when you have a really strong feeling, there's things that you can do that are either going to hurt you or harm you or help you. So the strategy is going to be something to help you when you're feeling something really strong. You know how sometimes if you have a feeling and your heart feels like it's racing, or you might like clench your fists, or your face will change, and you can deal with it in different ways, like yelling or or saying things that are hurtful or harmful, or you can learn how to tame those feelings and deal with it in a logical way. And then that way it's not going to harm you. It's actually going to help you. Remember, all feelings and emotions are normal. They're all okay. I just want to teach you strategies when you feel like an emotion is kind of taking over. So to learn about name it to tame it, which is actually a strategy that a doctor and an author has created. So your parents can look that up if they would like to learn more about it. But it reminds me of a story. So about my mom and my great grandfather. My great grandfather had this huge farm with thousands and thousands of acres in Pennsylvania, and he loved horses. Every year he would go to this sale that they had and he would buy hundreds and hundreds of horses. The funny thing is, my great grandfather, he didn't ride the horses. I don't think he ever even got on a horse, but he just thought they were such beautiful animals. He loved to just watch them running wild on his farm. But so the horses, they were not tamed. In fact, they were untamed. And so they were kind of like this. They were a little bit scary. They would buck, they would kick, they would bite. If you go in the field, they'd charge after you. It was a little bit dangerous sometimes. But he enjoyed watching them. Now, what would happen every summer, my mom, she would go spend the summer with her grandparents. And just like her grandfather, my great grandfather, she loved horses. She had a different approach, though. She didn't want to just watch the horses. She would pretend that she was a cowgirl, and she would start spending all of her time in the fields with the horses. And eventually, the horses began to trust her, and she would be able to pet them. And then until eventually she was able to ride really any of the horses that were in the field. Instead of charging her and in a frightening way, they would charge her because they wanted her affection, and they wanted her to get on and take them around for a ride. And so the horses, instead of being untamed and dangerous, they were tamed. They were peaceful. It was enjoyable to be around, and she had so much fun. And so when I think about tame it to name it, it's important you understand what it means to be tame. So these are the untamed horses. These are the tamed. Wouldn't this be something you would want to be around, something that's peaceful and relaxed and enjoyable? So in order to tame our emotions, we need to name it. Name it to tame it. To really learn about that, think about your emotions like the horses. If I have a really strong emotion, I might have a strong reaction. And that's because that's how our brain works. Let me show you a really fascinating picture of your brain. Okay, so this picture is taken from a book, an amazing book that I read. Just so you know, boys and girls, your teachers, your principal, we love reading too and learning. It's not just you that's learning every day, we are too. But this picture from this book, up here, pretend this is an event that might make you really worried or scared or angry, have some sort of strong emotion. And what happens is when this event happens, it kind of gets processed or goes through a part of your brain called the amygdala. I know many of you have heard about the amygdala in your classes with your teachers. The amygdala is a part of your brain. There's two of them that are about the size of an almond. I don't have any almonds in my house right now, but I do have peanuts. So imagine a little bit bigger than this, and there's two of them. So your amygdala will kind of be like two almonds. And when you look at the picture, it's like kind of right here. Okay, so imagine that amygdala in the middle of your brain there. And so you have this event that makes you angry or frustrated. Like, I couldn't get my computer to work this morning. I was a little frustrated. Now, you can have different responses. So if your response goes this way, okay, that means you are being reactive. You might, that's when you might act like that wild horse, okay? You might say things that you really don't mean or you regret like later. You may not be able to do your schoolwork because your mind, basically your amygdala, has been hijacked. It's been taken over. And so it prevents you from really being able to concentrate and do your work. And it can cause you to get in arguments or do things that you wish you hadn't done. But you can actually change the way your brain responds to that event in your life. And one quick, easy way to do it is to name your feeling. When you simply say, you know what, I need to stop for a minute because right now I am feeling really angry. If I have anger, by stopping and thinking, instead of going down your reactive part of your brain, it helps your brain go to the thinking part. And when you use the thinking part of your brain instead of the reacting part of your brain, you're going to be like those tamed horses because you're going to be able to come up with a plan. You're going to be able to talk to someone about your problem rather than doing something you might regret. So I know it sounds so simple. Name it to tame it. Name your feeling. And then you're going to react in a way that's going to help you instead of harm you. When you understand how the brain works, it really helps you understand how this strategy can be so helpful to you. And this goes along with the lessons you've been learning in paths in your classrooms. You guys have learned that, if you feel like you need to calm down because you're really worried or scared or really angry, take a minute and stop, just like your teachers have taught you. Take that deep breath, okay? Take a minute and think, because that's going to give your brain time. Instead of going down this track to the reacting track, it's going to go down to the thinking part of the brain. And then, just like your teachers taught you in Path, you're going to say how you feel. You're going to put a name to your feeling, and then think about why. What is the problem? What's making me feel angry? Just by that simple act of stopping, naming your feeling, and why you're feeling that way, it's going to help you to react in a calm, helpful way. It's pretty neat. There's lots of other things you can do too. So we're going to learn some other strategies to help you, but that's a really good start. So I've got an assignment for you. I would like for you to create a poster. And on that poster, I want you to write down all of the feelings or emotions that you can come up with. Remember, all feelings and emotions are okay. It's how we manage those feelings and how we express those feelings that are either going to hurt or harm us. Okay, so your assignment, poster, and I want you to list all of the feelings and emotions you can come up with. And then what I would like for you to do is to also come up with some emojis to go along with your feelings. So for example, I made a couple of emojis here. This emoji goes with my peaceful emoji. I am most at peace when I'm swimming or I'm at the beach and I'm watching the waves crash onto the sand. So that's why I made this emoji with the sunglasses, because I'm imagining myself at the beach and I'm really peaceful. Another emoji I made, this one was for when I'm feeling scared or worried. And then this emoji is for when I'm feeling happy. That's one of my favorite emotions, being happy and peaceful. So your assignment, make that poster where you list all of the different emotions and then create a face emoji to go along with it. And then I want you to practice using the poster throughout the day. So throughout the day, you go up to the poster and you can point to whatever your feeling is. So maybe you're feeling proud and say why. I'm feeling proud because for me, I have felt proud when my two boys have done some schoolwork, even though they don't have to right now. I'm really proud that they're continuing to make sure they have healthy minds while they're home from school. Um, so practice going to that poster, identify your feeling and why. And not just for maybe feelings that are feelings you wish you didn't have, but even for good feelings. It'll be good practice. And, this is going to help you when you begin to have a really strong feeling or a strong emotion to help you to control it. So remember the story about my mother and my great grandfather and the horses, and your new strategy: name it to tame it. Put a name to your feeling, talk about why you're feeling that way, and then it is actually going to change the way that your brain responds, and then it'll help you to deal with that emotion in a way that's going to be helpful and not harmful. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm wishing you a happy, healthy heart today. Take care.